All right, here's a quick intro video for a big property, 24.7 acres in Douglas County, Missouri. This is one of the biggest tracts, if not the biggest tract, at Bobcat Hollow. Um, Excellent location for hunting, for recreation. It certainly is buildable. Power's not on the property, but it's within about a quarter mile, so it's not too far away. It's got easement road access, and it's got a long private trail that goes way back onto the property. So we'll take a look at it here. We're using the MapRight um, interactive map. You'll see this in the listing page as well. If you're not already on our website, please go to InstantAcres.com where you can see all the details on this if it's available. So we've got the property outlined in red here. Why don't we start here at the county road? So we've got County Road 126. The easement road goes west off of 126, goes about a quarter mile, and then you're at the property. It does border a little gravel creek bed along most of its southwest side, and it's got this trail. Why don't we go to a topo map so you can see just how this sits. It's really an interesting property here. There we go. Okay, so the property, if you can read topo maps, this makes sense. If not, it really doesn't. But where you come in at the south side or the southeast side, this is more or less level. And then this private driveway goes up the hill, and you've got a big long ridge that runs basically the entire north end of the property. This driveway, even though it's probably in rough shape in many spots, it goes westerly along basically the whole ridge. So if you look in the drone videos, look at the aerial photos and whatnot in the listing, you'll see that this whole north part, this ridge, is basically flat, big, wide, flat area. And then you've got this fantastic southern view as the property slopes down to the south. So quite a bit of this stuff that you see in the middle is going to be fairly steep, not a bluff, although there are a couple parts that if you look here, look how close those lines are, then it indicates that that particular section is fairly steep. But I mean, that's what gives you the view, and to have this entire north end be flat is pretty fantastic. So if you wanted to open that up and do a huge building site or a garden or whatnot and have that amazing southern view, you've got an option for that. The gravel creek bed is really cool. We've been out there many times, and it has not been running every time, but there generally has been at least pools of water. If we go to the MapRight map, we can turn on the layer for water features. On this particular map, we kind of traced in the creek bed just because we wanted it to be obvious. But if we delete that, you can see that when we put on the water feature layer, it does show as a water feature on the property. So that, in general, means that there's definitely something there. We've looked at a few different parts of it. It's very, very pretty. The way this creek bed sits at the base of kind of this hillside at the south side of the property, there's a good chance that you're going to have some kind of spring or multiple springs coming out from the base of that hillside, especially in rainy weather. Probably not a year-round spring. I mean, we haven't seen any evidence of that, but the fact that it is a creek bed and it comes at the base of that hillside means you probably are going to have springs at different points throughout the year, which is pretty cool. You're going to have some awesome water features. We have not explored it to see if there are any caves, but if you're looking for caves, that's the type of place you look, at the base of a hillside, ideally with some kind of creek bed, which means there's been water flowing there for thousands of years, at varying degrees. So these tracks at Bobcat Hollow, they were all logged within about the last 2 or 3 years. In fact, unless we've updated it, when you look at the listing page for this property, you're going to see wintertime photos taken right after it was logged, which is as bad as a property ever looks. After a couple years, once that brush and the limbs rot away, the medium-sized trees start to grow up. I mean, things look completely different. So if we're still using those old photos, then you get to see it at its worst. At some point, I'm sure we'll get out there and we'll update those, but this property was leased out for a while. We didn't bother with new photos, and now it's just a situation where we don't have updated photos, especially not from the summertime. So this is priced a little below, quite a bit below what it would be when we get out there this summer and get recent photos. So good chance to really get in on the ground floor, if you will, on the property. So let's back up a little bit, and we'll kind of look at the area here. Okay, let's turn off that water feature layer because that's going to get a little confusing. Whoops. Okay, water features, there we go. So as we look at this, and we might turn off the text layer as well. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, I'm going to back way out. So here's the property again, about 2-3 miles to the west. If you can see it here, that's Bryant Creek. So that's the major creek in the area. It's beautiful. It's great for swimming, for fishing, canoeing, kayaking. Bryant Creek is very, very popular, and it's just a couple miles from the property. This is Highway 76 running east and west. So why don't we change it to a map view really quickly here. That should be a little less confusing perhaps. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to zoom way out, and then I wasn't very well prepared for this video. We're going to zoom way out, and then we'll zoom back in as we kind of show you the route to the property. Okay, so property is roughly centered in the video right here. If you look to the west, that's Springfield, Missouri. That's the largest city in southern Missouri. That's probably 80 or 90 miles to the west. South of Springfield is Branson, which is a lot of fun as well. So as we look at this, to get to the property from Springfield, you'd go east on Highway 60 for about 45 miles to the town of Mansfield. Go south on Highway 5 toward Ava, which is the county seat for Douglas County. That's where this property is located. Oh, by the way, before we zoom in too much, here's the property. These two huge green shaded areas, those are the Mark Twain National Forest. So that's tens of thousands of acres of additional land for hunting and camping and trail riding and fishing and canoeing and kayaking, and all that stuff is nearby. Okay, so we've gone south on Highway 5. Feel free to go check out Ava. It's a good little regional town. Has the Super Walmart, has a bunch of stores and restaurants, and it is the county seat for Douglas County. But when you're ready to go to the property, you need to go east on Highway 76, which is just a couple miles north of Ava. So you're going east. You'll go about 10 miles to the east. And you'll actually cross over Bryant Creek. I'm going to turn on the water layer just really quickly here so you'll see it. Okay, that's Bryant Creek. You'll cross over Bryant Creek. You go, I believe it's about another 2 miles. And you're looking for County Road. Well, this label, okay, there we go. You're looking for County Road 126 going to the north. And if you have the MapRight app or the link from the listing, that's ideal. Get it set up while you're in town before you get the final few miles out here, because you want to make sure you have excellent cell service to download the base map, and then you just leave it on your phone, and it'll work even if you have less than average service. Okay, so we've crossed Bryant Creek. We've gone about 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles. You're going north on County Road 126 right here. Follow that up to the north. Perhaps it turns into 121. I'm not sure about that. I believe it's all 126. And in a couple miles, you're going to see that easement road going left to the property. Alternately, there's another way to get there. You can, from Highway 60, go south in the town of Norwood. Go south from Norwood on Highway C. And this is if you're coming from the east. That's probably the quicker way to do it. So you're going south on Highway C. You're looking for, this says County Road 124, but I would have the map ready either way. Go west on that, take a left at the T, stay left, veer right, and you're through the property. So this is one of the reasons why we say definitely get the MapRight app. We recently discovered that if you have the MapRight app, for the last couple years, we've been using MapRight, and we've had to email or text people the specific link for this map. MapRight kind of updated their system, and now we know that as long as you have the MapRight app on your phone or your tablet, you go to the website, you find the MapRight interactive map in the listing page, and you click on full screen, view full screen. It'll be in the probably the upper corner of the interactive map, and then a deal will pop up saying, hey, do you want to open this in the app? You say yes, and then not only does the map pop up completely on your phone, but there'll be a little colored dot to indicate right where you are. It's using the GPS signal from your phone. So it might ask if it can be allowed to access GPS or settings or whatever. You've got to say yes to that, give it permission to do that. And then not only will this map be on your phone, but there'll be the colored dot to indicate where you are. So it makes it super easy when you're driving to the property. You can see which way to turn, see where you are. And then when you get to the property itself, it's awesome because you can basically, if you want to, you can walk the entire boundary with your phone in your hand and know right where you are. And this is a surveyed property, so you'll see pins in the corners as well, surveyor stakes or whatnot. But yeah, great tract. Good deal on the price right now because all we have are fairly hideous pictures from right after it was logged a couple years ago. So I mean, by the location in Douglas County, by the way the property lays with the flat areas and the views, by the creek bed, by the privacy, by the size, and then just wait for summer to see it see it at its best. So much longer video than we tried to do, but if you have any questions, you can email us at sales@instantacres.com, or of course you can call us in the office. But your first stop, if you're not already there, should be the website at instantacres.com.